Hello, this is Nathan Lott for CatMac and Mac Apple users. Since the quarantine began, I have been watching more TV and movies lately. And on this screencast, I want to talk about a few apps and websites to make it easier to track those TV shows and movies. The first one I want to talk about is TV Forecast. It is free for basic use, so you can track up to 5 shows for free. And if you want to do more than that, then a premium is a subscription for 99 cents a month, $9.99 a year, or purchase once and unlock forever for $24.99. So let's take a look at how it works. So one of the shows I've been wanting to catch up on because I've never seen is Star Trek. So I'm starting with the original series and season 1 of the original series. And as each one goes by, I just check off the ones that I've watched. And I know which ones I've watched and which ones I still need to watch. It gives you a short synopsis and a season cast. So this is great for TV shows where you want to kind of check off what you've watched and what you haven't watched and what is still out there to see. And then along the bottom are the shows that I have watched completely, like Westworld, Tutankhamun, Space Force, Shetland, NCIS, New Orleans, regular NCIS, Killing Eve, so on. You get a notification of what's next. So the next episode of Snowpiercer is in 6 days. The shows that you've watched to be announced of when the next seasons are, and those shows that have already ended. In the top corner is the settings. So you can set the theme automatically. So when your device is in dark mode, it can automatically go to dark or black. You can have an episode overview, enable notifications. If you're a premium and you have a tracked account, you can sync your watch history with other tracked enabled apps. It tells you how much storage you've used. And then there's some tours and about. So let's go through adding a show. One of the shows I've been watching lately on Netflix is a magic special called Magic for Humans. So you type that, it shows up, and you click on add. There have been 3 seasons, and I've already skipped all the way to season 3. And I've watched all the way to episode number 5. Now, instead of, if I wanted to say I've watched seasons 1 and 2 and 3 all the way to 5, I can tap and hold, and I get watch all to here. So that's an easy way to catch up on a show. But I've only watched season 3, so I'm just going to mark the ones I've watched in season 3. And that is how TV Forecast works for tracking TV shows you're watching. Next, I want to talk about an app called Sofa. Sofa Downtime Organizer by Astrio is a free app, and you can track quick lists, books, movies, TV shows, podcasts, and video games. Here in books, I have a couple that I am reading currently, and one that is not out yet, but one that I want to read, a memoir of Willie Nelson and his sister Bobby. So once I've finished reading these, I can mark them off. Now, mainly I use Goodreads to track all my books, but this is another way to do it. One of the newest features they added is when you search for a piece of media. So let's say the next book I want to read is The Bayern Agenda by Dan Morin. If it's not in there, you can tap on the Add Custom Book and you can add it. That's a brand new feature they just added. But if I want to add that to my list of books to read, I just press on the plus next to it. And that adds it to the list. So this is a to-read list. This is not necessarily a list of the books that I have read. So movies, you can do the same thing. So movies that I want to see. Put Moonlight, Apocalypse Now. Add one more, If Beale Street Could Talk. And notice that I didn't have to type in the whole movie. I just typed in If Beale Street and it recognized it as a full movie. TV shows. If I have TV shows that I want to watch that I haven't seen before, I can list them here as well. Once you are done with it and you've checked it as something that you've watched, it will show up in the Activity tab with a date next to it. And then if you tap it again, you get a synopsis of the movie, its release date, and runtime. It also tells you when you've completed it as well. You can change the themes and theme settings. So light mode and dark mode. You can change the icon. And you can buy other themes. This is how they make money. The rest of it is free. You can also add your own groups. So if I just had a list of action movies I wanted to see, or actually, I've only seen 4 of the Bond movies, so maybe I want to put James Bond in there. I can attach it to a group. So let's just say lists. And then I can just start listing the James Bond movies I haven't seen yet. If you tap on edit, you can move them around or you can delete them. So maybe I don't want this quick list. I can just tap on the check mark next to it and delete it. And I'm not really a gamer, so I can delete the video game one as well. So that is Sofa Downtime Organizer. I've already talked about one that I use to track all the movies that I watch, and that is Letterboxd. The fun thing about Letterboxd is that you can write reviews and read a bunch of user reviews, and these are always fun to read in my opinion. But you can see if you go to my profile and my diary, all of the movies that I've watched in June, May, April, going all the way back to May 2018 when I started using the app. Letterboxd also has a very nice website, and you can sign in with your account and get all of the same information, as well as all of your activity. To track books, I mentioned that I use Goodreads to track the books that I'm reading, I'm currently reading, and I want to read, and then the books that I have read. Next, I want to talk about a great app for seeing what is available on the streaming services, and that is an app called JustWatch. So on the homepage of JustWatch, you have the top titles of free services. Dramas, because you liked a certain movie like Wall-E, highly rated movies, trending, users with similar preferences. And I am signed in, so it gives me recommendations. I can list the providers that I have. So I have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Apple TV Plus. I can take off HBO Now because HBO Max has taken that over. Hoopla is one that I get free from the library, so I can add that one. I don't use Quibi. PBS is a good one to have. I can take off AMC. But the other one I have is BritBox. And we'll take off all these other ones. Alright, so now I have the ones that I have subscribed to, and I click done, and done again. Now I can go into new, and you have the different services at the top. If they are tapped, it will darken in, and these will be available to scroll through. So then today, 21 titles have been added to Prime Video. I can scroll through these, see if there's anything I like. If there's one that I want to see, I can bookmark it by tapping the top of it, and that gets added to my watch list. But this is a great way to see what movies are added daily to the different streaming services you may subscribe to. You can also search for movies. So let's go to a movie that I added earlier, like Moonlight. And I can see that it is streaming on Netflix and Canopy. You can rent it across pretty much all the services that you can rent from. And you can buy it. Sometimes they'll show trailers, ratings, synopsis, posters, and so on. So this is another way to find out if a movie you want to see is streaming. So let's try one of the Bond movies. And that is streaming on HBO Max. And you can rent it or buy it. You also have a list of the popular movies. So if you want to go through and add those to your watch list, you can do that as well. But JustWatch also has a very good website, which looks just like the app, but on your big screen, you can see a lot more. And again, you can tap on the service that you have that you want to watch, tap it again to get rid of it, and you can scroll through and see what movies are on the streaming services that you may want to watch. Although it doesn't look like the watch list on the website syncs up with the watch list on your app, so that could be a problem and a con for the service. While we are on the web, there's one last website I want to show you, and that is iTunesMovieDeals.com. If you ever want to see what movies are on sale for $5 in the iTunes store, or $7 or $10, you can. This is a very good site that kind of collects all these sales and deals. So if you like to buy movies on iTunes, this is a pretty cool website to check out. And that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you got something out of it, and I want to thank you for watching.